Hey, welcome back to Friendly Fire. My name is Justin Stevens. I'm here with my buddy Nate Wallen from Toilets to Titles. How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. How are you tonight?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So, um, Friendly Fire, the show that is brought to you 100% by Rival Fantasy Football. Rival is all about fantasy football gambling, actually fantasy sports gambling in general, but we focus on the fantasy football side. And right now, you can actually bet preseason games with Rival Fantasy Football, and we have bingo cards available. That's actually what we're going to be talking about tonight, the bingo cards. And guys, this is going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. Nate, have you actually been able to play a bingo card of any kind yet, like with baseball or anything?
I played one. Actually, no, I think I played like three with baseball. Never. I mean, I didn't. They're $1, so like it's just kind of for fun, anyways. I think I got a couple here and there, like a couple hits or whatever, but never like. I mean, didn't make any money off of it, but it's still fun. I'm very excited for football. Even preseason, I don't care because there's
Yep.
no really skill involved. It's luck and.
Right.
If I do win one, I'm going to call you, regardless of the time I see that I've won, to yell bingo.
Yeah, you have to, right?
I don't care if it's 4 a.m. I'm calling you just to let you know.
You have to.
It'll probably scare your wife when I scream through the phone bingo,
Nope,
but it's going to
you're
be
good.
exciting.
You're good. You're good. Absolutely. And I'll return the favor.
Yes.
Because I'll probably scream right back.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to share the screen because since we're talking about baseball, I do want to go over our wins from last week, and one of mine was in baseball, and one of yours was football against me. So we'll go over those bets. But I do want you guys to stay tuned because the bingo cards are phenomenal. They're great. They're going to be a lot of fun during the NFL season. But for now, real quick, just because we do want to kind of go over this, I have started a social challenge, um, and we are waiting on that. So if I pull it up here, yeah, I dropped a $10 bet saying that Jason Myers was going to outscore Baker Mayfield in I guess technically week 2, but it's really week 1 because we don't count the Hall of Fame game of the preseason week. So this week, um, Jason Myers he's projected to get 14. Baker Mayfield's projected to get 11.96. I don't think Baker Mayfield's going to even play. And if he does, I don't see him playing very much. So I went Jason Myers because the kickers are going to stay on the field at all times. Remember, with rival guys, kickers do not get docked for missed kicks. That's important to remember. Okay. It makes them a little bit more valuable. So what do you think of this one, Nate? Do you think I'm going to have anybody bite on this one?
Oh, probably. There's somebody that still has faith in him in Baker. I feel like I saw on the bottom line today on NFL Network that Baker may be starting this game and then Trask is starting the second game. But I mean, they're only going to play like
Yeah.
a series
Right.
or whatever. I would take Jason Myers this one as well. I mean, even like in the Hall of Fame game, Dorian Thompson Robinson had a pretty good game, but he probably wouldn't have outscored, Jason Myers. I don't remember how many points Greg Zerline ended up having.
Oh, it was a lot.
Like, so I don't see. Yeah, we can look because I think that was the one I won, but I like that one. I think somebody will take it just because they think, no way that he's going to get outscored by a kicker, but.
Greg Zerline ended up with 14 points, and I had this social bet that was canceled because Joshua Dobbs did not play.
And I gotta say that's one thing that's great about Rival that makes it fun. Especially like in the preseason when we're not sure. Me and you had a couple with one was Zonovan Knight, and you had Josh Kelly maybe.
It's right here.
Or John Kelly, sorry. You can send these bets, whether it's $1 or whatever it is. Zonovan Knight didn't play, and I didn't realize it until, basically when the game started, they said he wasn't playing. But it doesn't matter because if the guy doesn't play, it's not like, regular fantasy or DFS where if you got a guy in there and he doesn't play, you get 0 points. And it still goes. This, you get your money back. You live to die, or you live another day, or whatever you want to say. Sorry, but and because I think we had 2 bets that got canceled out like that, and it's
Yeah, the other one was Chris Streveler and Joshua Dobbs because
Yeah,
again Joshua Dobbs didn't play, but Chris Streveler only got 0.94.
he got
So I'm
cut.
actually really glad that Joshua Dobbs didn't play.
Streveler got cut anyways. He's back on the market.
Oh man, poor guy.
Yeah. Well, they have 4 quarterbacks. The Jets did,
Yeah.
and there's no point. So I learned.
No, I mean they have Zach Wilson. I don't know if we want to call him a quarterback.
They got two. They got 2.5. Timmy Boyle's the man.
Now here's the bet that I was because I mean we both wanted Greg Zerline in this one, but we had to show the bet to show people how to do a good challenge. And luckily this one actually went through so that people could see how the results work. And it's just as simple as that. Greg Zerline, you had Greg Zerline. He scored 14. My kid York scored 3. He only scored in the positives because they don't count for they don't take away negative points for misses. But he did end in the positive, but not anywhere near your 14. So you win the bet. So you had $1.18 or $1.80 deposited into your account because Rival takes their top 10% off the top. So yeah, I mean, super fun here.
It's cool to watch, and I've never done anything like that, and I enjoy. I've been enjoying it.
So that's why it makes this interesting. This bet right here, like if Baker plays, like because we're like you were just talking about how some people still have faith in Baker. Well, it's the preseason right now, so it doesn't really matter what kind of faith anybody has in anybody, right? It's a matter of are they even going to play or not, and so this 4 weeks of preseason is it's helping us get used to the site and everything, but also it's just been a lot of fun.
Definitely.
All right, I want to show my bingo card because I'm excited about this. So I'm going to view the card here so you guys can see what this is all about. First, you have to set your lineup. You have to set your roster first, and then they give you the rival card. We'll go over that in a minute. So I went through and I chose a bunch of players that I thought had a shot at possibly playing and getting some decent time this week in the preseason. So I have Will Grier for the Cowboys, because I don't see Dak playing, and
he'll be throwing interceptions anyways. So
easy now. Deion Jackson for the Colts because he's the only healthy Colts running back. So
I'm surprised they're going to let him play. They don't want him to get hurt before the season.
Well, I did also see that Kareem Hunt came in for a workout today. I don't know whatever happened. What's that?
I hope. I love Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, though. Like, as a Colts fan, I don't see us winning anything with or without Hunt. So I kind of hope they don't sign him because I think he might keep us from being being just good enough that we're not so bad that we're a top 5 pick. Okay. Instead, we're like a 6-7 pick.
Yeah,
and that would kind of suck. So, but if they do, they do whatever. They've got to make moves. They got to get somebody in there, obviously. So. But with the holdout with JT and the injury to Zach Moss, so Deion Jackson should see a lot of play in the preseason because I don't know that they have another body to throw in there.
Speaking of Colts running backs, ex-Colt, Marlon Mack, feel bad for the guy. He's got signed with the Cardinals like the next day. Achilles out for a year.
Yeah, so here's the thing about that, though. That's Marlon Mack. So
he was always hurt with the Colts, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he had 2 healthy seasons that were really good, and I'm a huge fan. Okay, so when I say this comment, it's just in jest, but that dude was probably going to tear his Achilles just grocery shopping, right?
He's lucky he's getting paid.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Like now he's signed with the team, and then it happens, so now he gets paid. So I'm at least happy for that. But man, there was so much promise with that guy. Early on, and he had that 1,000-yard rushing season with the Colts, and I was all in. We have a Marlon Mack autographed jersey that we're going to be giving away at the Expo, and I'm really highly considering not giving it away because I'm still that big of a fan, and I'm not sure that it's going to bring in a lot anyway. Okay, I might actually steal it. I don't know.
Just donate like some money and say, I don't know what happened to it. Fell off the truck.
Right. Let's see. This Godwin dude for the Falcons. I just chose a Falcons running back that I didn't figure they would want to risk getting hurt.
Yep.
Because Miami has a decent, solid starting defense, but when I looked at their depth chart, dude, they have nobody at depth when it comes to their backup defense. So I think that in the preseason, the Dolphins are going to give up a lot of fantasy points. Let's see, Trenton Irwin, just because that's a dude who I've heard of that I've seen do some big plays in the regular season, and he's not one of the top 3 wide receivers, so he's got a shot. Devin Tompkins, whenever the Steelers' top 2 defenders went out last season. Their defense was crap. Those guys aren't going to be playing at all in the preseason. So I figured I'd grab a wide receiver going against that defense. Jake Ferguson, just so that I could get the stack with Will Greer.
Yep.
You got to have a stack, right? So
Oh, yeah.
I don't anticipate Ferguson playing much, but Coach Sheps has been all on Ferguson for the last season and a half, and he was his buy at his ADP, the bonus guy in our recent article that Coach and I wrote together that's up on the site, or will be up on the site by tomorrow, I think. So he's still really high on Jake Ferguson. So I figured, why not? Maybe Will Greer throws one touchdown to Jake Ferguson, and that gets me some of these points over here. Tyler Bass, because you can't go wrong,
Big Ball Bass is a stud.
That's right. And he's going against the Colts, so they're going to score a lot of points.
Yep.
And then Ashton Doolin for the Colts, because I have to have a Colts player. So
I respect that.
And it's Ashton Doolin. Like he was a starter when
Yep.
certain receivers went down last season. So the last couple seasons. And plus, I've gotten to see Ashton Doolin kind of slowly make his way up the pecking order. He went from almost getting cut to now he's definitely a guy that's going to see snaps on a fairly regular basis, week in and week out. So yeah, so that's my lineup. Once you set your lineup, then you click on how many cards you want to buy. I bought 1 card just to show you guys how to do it. If you buy 7 cards, then you get 7 different cards. Okay, you're not getting 7 of the same card. Now, the way this works, if you get 4 in one corner, so like these 4, can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you get these 4 right here, or these 4 up in this corner, or these 4 up in this down in this corner, or these 4 down in this corner, then you win a certain amount of money. We'll go over the rules in just a minute, but you win a certain amount of money. If you get bingo 5 in a row, either left and right, up and down, or diagonal, then you win a certain amount of money. And I forget what the other one is, but
Fill the whole card up.
yeah, well, good luck with that. But yeah, I think you're right. But
I think that is it, because I'm pretty sure. We'll have to look. I'm fairly certain that's what it is.
So what happens is, as we're all putting in these $1, it's building a pot and building a pot and building a pot, right? So if you hit one of those things, you win a percentage of that pot. And then whatever's left in that pot rolls over to the next week. And then we're all putting money into that pot, into that pot, and it's building up and building up. And then if you win a certain percentage of that, you take it from that pot. Now, here's the thing. They cannot make these cards super easy, right? They can't make it so that if a kicker gets a field goal, automatically you get a spot. And some of them are that easy, but most of them aren't that easy, but they're also not that difficult. And some of them are really hard, because it's just like we've all seen the documentary called Bruce Almighty, right? So in Bruce Almighty, in that documentary, everybody was praying that they would win the lottery. So he allowed everybody to win the lottery, and then they all just pretty much got their dollar back. So, I mean, if everybody could win at the fantasy bingo, then obviously everybody would just get their dollar back. So they got to make some of these super tough, right? So there was one in particular I saw on here. Yeah, right here, this wide receiver. Now, it says wide receiver. That's just a wide receiver. It's one wide receiver. It's not all of your wide receivers combined have to get 2 touchdowns receiving in the second quarter. But if I have one of those wide receivers get 2 receiving touchdowns in the second quarter, then I fill this spot. Obviously, that's going to be a tough one to fill, right?
Yeah.
But there are some easier ones. So if I have a wide receiver that gets anywhere between 6 to 9 receptions, I mean, looking at a normal week, when you were talking, starters, then let's say that this was Michael Pittman, and this one right here is Jamar Chase, because you can pick whatever players you want. It's not on a cap of any kind. So chances are one of those guys are going to get between 6 and 9 receptions. Here's another thing. The next card may not have any of these items on there. It might be 25 totally different items. So they all get shuffled around, right? A quarterback greater than 2 interceptions, right? So this is preseason. Maybe Will Greer does that. I don't know. But But yeah, so sometimes it's good stuff on your card, sometimes it's bad stuff on your card. And I think the more we play this, we might actually start trying to get certain guys that we think might hit some of these bad things too. Like if Daniel Jones goes on another streak of fumbling the football a lot, right? So a quarterback, if this quarterback, if Will Grier gets 0 fumbles lost, which is likely because he might not only play but maybe a quarter or two, then I'm going to get this square. So, but like a running back with 1 fumble, maybe we choose Daniel Jones and it says something like a quarterback with 2 lost fumbles in a game. Well, it's not likely. It doesn't happen a whole lot, but with Daniel Jones, it might be likely. So, but yeah, so there's going to be more strategy later on. We really just wanted to show you guys the cards, but just looking at my cards here, do you see anything that stands out?
I gotta zoom in a little better. I can only see part of it. No, that was I had to go full screen so I could see it better.
I like the 3 field goals made, but here's the thing: if he gets 4 field goals made, I don't get the card because it doesn't say greater than 3.
Yeah, I mean, but
it has to be exactly 3.
And I guess my question, because I don't know, is it field goals or do the point after count?
Nope, that's just field goals.
I feel good with 3 field goals though. You got to think like, you know, are we going to get in? Are they going to get in field goal range that many times and not score? Or, you know, I think that I like that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And also, like, if I had to choose a number of field goals and it's Tyler Bass, then I guess I would say 3 if I could choose one. It's just that it's 3 against the field, you know?
Yeah. Scroll back up. There was one I saw that I thought I liked too. Well, and that one, you know, the no fumbles, you hope, you know, even whatever guy, or for, I guess, quarterback too, like you hope that, you know, ball security and not turning the ball over is like drilled into those guys, especially like you want to make the team as a backup or whatever, don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
You know, and so you got to feel pretty good about that. You know, there's a lot of these that you kind of like it, but, and I'll say this, how I am in a lot of fantasy things. You're like, oh yeah, that seems like that's doable, you know, or like with doing, you know, sports betting stuff. But there was, I said, I think that they're, you know, it's fun because you get this after you pick your guys. So you're kind of like trying to think like, who can do that? Who can do that? You know, and I hope you get 2 touchdowns in the second quarter. I hope that happens for you.
Yeah. Well, here, this one for a running back, 2 touchdowns receiving in the first quarter.
That's very hard.
Yes. Especially since my running backs are Deion Jackson and a guy that I've not heard of. And that's it, because my flex, I went with Ashton Doolin.
Hey, is Jake Funk, is he going to get some run this weekend?
You know what? It's possible. It's very possible. I mean,
because I was filling out my own bingo card right now, and I thought about throwing him in, but I picked somebody else for now. I may switch back to him. Oh, I just found my flex guy. Done.
All right. I want to read the rules here. The scoring. Where's it at?
Got my card. Oh, mine's way different than yours. I'll go through my roster while you're looking for rules if you got a second.
Yeah. I just wanted to tell them how they could win, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. So go ahead.
Quarterback, PJ Walker, because, you know, he's got to get a little run for the Bears so they see who's going to be the backup, whether it's going to be Andy Dalton or him. Because it's actually a pretty close race, I feel like, because PJ Walker's actually done somewhat decent in the NFL here and there. Keontae Ingram, running back for the Cardinals, because they are hurting at running back, and he's healthy, and I liked him last year too. Jordan Mason for the Niners, running back. I keep hearing all this stuff about him out of camp, so I hope he gets some run. That could be completely wrong, and he won't get anything, but I'm hoping he does. Wide receivers, the former Green Bay Packer, Equanimeous St. Brown, to pair with PJ Walker. And then Diami Brown, who I think has some – I think he should get I don't know if he'd be a number 4 maybe for the I was about to say their old name, the Washington football team. But I like him. Tyler Davis, tight end for Green Bay. I don't think he's very good, but he'll probably get to play. And then Brett Maher, because I think the Broncos stink, but the Cardinals stink worse. So I think he'll score some points. And then Kene Nwangwu, the running back for the Vikings. He's a special teams guy, but they're going to have somebody else, besides Madison, to carry the ball. And he's very fast and did pretty well in the kick return game last year. So I think they're definitely going to give him a little bit of run, and this is the place to do it. So,
hey, I got an idea.
Do it.
All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to have our guy from Rival actually explain this to us a little bit better. All right. Can you see that?
Not yet. Now we can.
All right.
Kind of your grandma plays. No offense, Grandma. We got you covered with Fantasy Bingo on Rival. Let's show you how to play. Start out by buying a bingo card here at the bottom. A bingo card with random achievements will be created and appear on your screen. What exactly are achievements? Achievements are specific events or statistics that a player accomplishes in-game. So, for example, in football, it could be 1 rushing touchdown, 6 to 9 receptions, 3 total touchdowns, or even a fumble. There are a total of 25 squares on your bingo card, and each will have an achievement and corresponding player position. You'll want to review the bingo card and decide on a strategy. The last thing you have to do is select a roster to earn achievements on your bingo card. You can do this by choosing players position by position, like this. Or you could use a save roster that can be applied quickly. To win Fantasy Bingo, do one of 2 things. The first is to get 5 achievements in a straight line. It could be a row, column, or diagonally across. The second way is by getting 4 achievements that fill in all 4 corners of your card. Get either of those, and you walk away with a cash prize. Bingo!
All right, so that is a little bit different than what it was before, but before it was with baseball. But also, Neil did tell me that they're changing it regularly. They're changing it almost daily until they get it perfected. So, and that's just them tweaking to find out what works best for the users. And also a lot of that is coming from guys like me that have been playing it, that are throwing out suggestions. I've thrown out several suggestions that they keep taking to heart, and they're even changing some things about it. So, so they definitely listen to you. Make sure you hit them up. It's at Rival Fantasy on Twitter. Send them a DM, and they will definitely consider any suggestions that you throw out there. Let's see. So, what were some of the things on your bingo card that you got? Some of the squares that we're rooting for.
I am opening it up right now. I just clicked off something else. For the quarterback, 1 rushing touchdown in the 3rd quarter. Like I said, there's some that are close to the same, like 3 total touchdowns for a wide receiver. I got a missed field goal for my kicker. 3 rushing touchdowns for a running back. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, in the preseason anyway, for sure.
Sorry, I guess I should. It'd be the one I said that was 1 rushing. It said it's less than 1 rushing touchdown in the 3rd quarter for a quarterback. So I don't know. Hopefully, PJ Walker's not even playing in the 3rd quarter. I get that one.
Yeah.
Less than 3 receiving touchdowns for a wide receiver. That seems pretty easy.
Yeah.
There's another one that I liked.
Now, since we're talking preseason, also I should probably say, unlike the challenges, if you have a player that does not play in a game, then it still counts towards your bingo board. So for bingo boards, whether they play or not, yeah. So you want to be careful not to take guys that could potentially not play.
And that definitely will get easier for everybody, come regular season. But
right. Yeah.
0 fumbles lost for the quarterback again. I think that's pretty safe one. I need 1 wide receiver fumble, so maybe Equinemius St. Brown will drop the football. He's got to catch it first. He wasn't very good at that in Green Bay. So, We'll see if we can do that in Chicago.
All right. So one last thing we're going to do real quick is we're going to work a bingo card together here, Nate. So I'm going to click on, I'll show you right out from the beginning. You just click on Fantasy Bingo, and then this screen right here will pop up, and this tells you the dates. So this is from.
You're in MLB right now.
Oh, okay. There we go. I was wondering. All right. I was wondering why. So up here at the top, if you see the prize pool, it says $1,065. I was like, man, a lot of people are buying cards for preseason games. But no. So you go to NFL, that's your prize pool that you're playing for the preseason this week. And this is week 1 of the preseason. So, and again, they're not counting the Hall of Fame game. So right here's the time frame, August 5th through August 14th. So that's this coming week's games. All right, so we're going to click buy cards, $1 each. I'm going to create a new roster rather than a saved one. So you see I have to choose my lineup first. Now, typically I click quarterback, and then I could just type in, whatever quarterback I think is going to have a big week. I just type in Pat Mahomes or Josh Allen or whatever. All right, so Nate, obviously we want to choose a quarterback that we think is possibly going to play. Now, you said that you had heard that Kyle Trask is going to play next week and Baker Mayfield's going to play this week, right?
Well, and I think it was maybe just get the start. So I don't know if it's like he's going to play with the 2s and that guy's going to play with the 3s or what. It was going across the bottom of the screen. And so I looked and I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense. But is Trey Lance, he's got to play in preseason because he's probably isn't going to start regular season. So
okay, yeah, that's cool. We could go Trey Lance.
I mean, you think that was I actually thought about it for mine and I didn't pick him but I think I feel like he's playing in the preseason. He has to. He hasn't played anything else. So
yeah, I mean, he needs to, if nothing else, just to get his legs back under him, right? I would imagine that he's got a good shot at actually starting week 1. And I don't like that because I don't think he's the best quarterback on the team.
I don't think so.
Just because of how much they invested in him. I think they really want him to be ready for week 1. So yeah, he's going to have to play in the preseason to get ready.
I don't think he starts in week 1. I don't think he starts the whole season unless people get hurt.
Oh, really? No matter how much they gave up for him.
I don't think it matters. I think there's a reason they keep bringing in all these other guys because he's not ready.
Fair enough. All right, so running backs. Let's see, running backs. I'm trying to see if anybody stands out to me.
Did Jerome Ford play in the preseason game, the Hall of Fame game? I don't remember.
I don't think so. No, it was here I can look up their
John Kelly.
Yeah, it was. It was mostly him anyway. So maybe that means he doesn't play as much this next week.
If you click on that eye, does it tell you if they played? I don't remember. I've clicked on that before, and I can't remember what it does for football.
It's not doing anything right now. I think it's just supposed to give you like recent news, but I don't think they have any right now for preseason.
Yeah.
But according to the depth chart, you got Nick Chubb, then Jerome Ford. So
too much. He's too high up.
Yeah, so maybe Cedric Felton.
Yeah, at Zamir White too for the Raiders.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. Is he
number 2 now?
He's being projected to possibly get some run this season, so he is the number 2. They got Amir Abdullah and Brandon Bolden for the Raiders. Let's see. I'm gonna look at the Cowboys. Actually, there's because they're not going to run Tony Pollard, they're not going to run Malik Davis. I think that Deuce Vaughn might actually get a lot of play because he's kind of a diva right now, or a darling right now. So you went with the quarterback. I'm going to go. Oh, shoot. They don't have Deuce Vaughn on here.
It may be spelled different. I type in Deuce.
Does he spell it EU or U? There, I can look. Oh, it's EU, and I was spelling Vaughn correctly. Yeah, he's just not on here. Well, ain't that some crap?
That's weird.
All right, so and Ronald Jones is suspended.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that counts for preseason. But I don't want to take that chance. Let's get away from the Cowboys then. How about the Vikings? Yeah, because the Vikings might run Dwayne McBride.
I was gonna say that's the rookie they drafted that everybody likes too. I drafted him in Scott Fishbowl.
Are you kidding me? He's not on here.
He may. You know what? I wonder if there's a lot of these rookies that we keep trying that they don't have. I don't know if they're, they just haven't got them in the system yet or what.
They got this guy for the Vikings, so I'm going to choose him just because.
Yeah, Keenan Wongwu. That's who I had in mind.
Oh, there you go. We're pushing time here. I want to get off here, so I'm just kind of picking. We got to get another running back. The Baltimore Ravens. I want to look. Is the Ravens they're talking like they're gonna run all season this year. Or no. They're gonna open up the pass, but they've always run the ball. So they're talking like they're gonna throw the ball more this year, but I don't think they will. So we've got J.K. Dobbins is out. He's not gonna play anyway. And then Gus Edwards probably won't. So they've got Justice Hill or Melvin Gordon.
Old. Apparently not Melvin Gordon. Dude, Justice Hill. I saw his name there.
Yeah, he was there. We're going to go with Justice Hill. I like it. Now, who was a wide receiver you had on yours?
I had Equanimous St. Brown and Diami Brown.
Equanimous for the Bears.
Or Jalen Darden. I wonder if did he play last week?
Oh, it brought him up because he plays for the Browns. That's funny. I don't know, but I kind of like the Equanimous pick.
Yep.
So we're going to go with Equanimous. All right. Now we need another wide receiver. Here we go. I got to get my Colts player. So
hey, he's been doing good.
Yeah. Now,
hold on a sec. Something's weird there.
They've got him down for 2 games.
One's versus Houston and one's versus Buffalo.
I'm going to have to look at the schedule. I don't even know who they play.
I don't remember who they play now that you say that.
This is one of those things where I would just pick a guy and move on, but I actually do like what I've been hearing about him and since they've signed him. So no, I don't want to buy Colts preseason tickets. Okay, so August 12th they play the Bills this week, and then the 19th they play Chicago. I don't know what that Houston is about, but this is the one we want, the one that's playing the Bills. And I'll make sure to let my guy Neil know about that. Yes. All right, tight ends. Who do you like at tight end?
This one's Kenny Yeboah, New York Jets tight end.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that who you had, or?
No, I had Tyler Davis for the Packers, but I do like Kenny Yeboah. He played quite a bit last week too, so I think that is helpful for you.
Sounds good to me. And
who's the Cowboys guy?
What's
Tristan Vizcaino. How about him?
Is he the lone kicker for the Cowboys?
They might have 2 actually. Now that you say that.
Yeah, because I was going to go with Rodrigo Blankenship for the Bucks, but it looks like they also have Chase McLaughlin, so they have both of the kickers that the Colts had last year. So I don't know which one's going to actually play because if they have 2 kickers, they're rotating them. So I only want to take a kicker that's on a team. I see on the depth chart for the Cowboys that they only have 1 kicker, and it's Brandon Aubrey.
Huh. That Cairo Santos for the Bears, he's their only kicker. I know that. He's been their kicker for a while.
Yeah. That sounds good. And then a flex.
Try that other Dallas tight end. Does that screw you up if you do that Peyton Hendershot guy right there?
Oh, Hendershot? No,
yeah.
Let's go for it. That way yeah. I'm double dipped there, so we're good. So we're going to submit the roster. Now here is where you choose how many cards you want to buy. You want to buy 1, you want to go 5, all the way up to 100 cards that you can buy at a time. I can use my balance money. I can use my bonus money, which I have $2 in bonus money. And I don't have any voucher money anymore because that's that $10 bet that I have out there that I'm waiting to see if anybody wants to take me on. So I'm going to use $1 of my bonus money to buy this bingo card. And now let's see what the card is. Right off the bat, it generates. I can click on there, and here's my card. So 3 touchdowns rushing in the second quarter. Not getting that one. More than 3 total touchdowns. Not getting that one in the preseason either.
No.
Greater than 100 rushing yards. Yeah, I definitely donated $1 here. More than 1 fumble. Not likely. If so, I kind of feel bad for the guy. I hope I don't get more than 1 fumble from a guy.
Yeah.
Because he's getting cut. Let's see. 1 touchdown rushing in the first quarter. That one's possible. That one's very possible. 2 rushing touchdowns is possible. 1 fumble from a wide receiver. That's 2 rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. So I would need Trey Lance to not only play, but also score 2 rushing touchdowns, which, I mean, isn't extreme, but I don't see, if he does play, I don't see him playing enough to get that. But no missed field goals from my kicker is possible. A wide receiver fumble is somewhat possible.
Amari Rodgers is very good at not holding on to the football, so you got a pretty good shot at that.
Gee, thanks. As a Colts fan,
well, I think does muffing punts count as a fumble? Because that was his specialty in Green Bay.
Ooh, that's a good question. Greater than 75 total yards from a tight end. Preseason, I doubt it. Greater than 1 rushing touchdown by a wide receiver. Not greater than. I don't see them. I don't see 2 rushing touchdowns from a wide receiver. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I heard that wrong. I thought it was just 1. Sorry.
25, more than 25 rushing yards from a tight end. I don't know that I've ever heard of Peyton Hendershot ever running the football. So
I don't even know if that's like seems like an NFL record. I've never heard of it. I didn't get any of
that. You should Google that. Most rushing yards by a tight end in the NFL.
I will right now.
0 field goals made. I guess that's also possible in the preseason. Maybe Santos goes out there and does the kickoffs, or maybe he doesn't even play. I mean, then I'll get 0 field goals made, I guess, and 0 field goals missed. I could get both of those just if he just doesn't play. Let's see. 2 touchdowns receiving in the third quarter. So I'm not going to bore you guys by going through all of these. You can see them on there, but essentially, like, a lot of these are very doable in the in season. So like, let's see, 30 to 39 yard field goal kick. I could see that. Greater than 3 receiving touchdowns would be tough in season. But greater than 1 total touchdown by your quarterback, I hope your quarterback's going to get more than 1 touchdown. Greater than 150 total yards. It happens a lot when you're choosing these top tier wide receivers. Greater than 150 receiving yards. So those are right there side by side. And honestly, the only one that would be difficult on the 4 corners in this card in the regular season would be the 3 touchdowns rushing in the second quarter. I have seen that happen before. I believe Jonathan Taylor did that when he had his 5 touchdown game against the Bills. He scored just after the second quarter started. They were already down inside the 5 when the second quarter started, and then he had like a 10-yard touchdown reception about halfway through the second quarter, and then right before halftime he had another rushing touchdown. So he had 3. I guess that was 3 total touchdowns, though. This is 3 touchdowns rushing in the second quarter. Yeah, that would be near impossible.
Yeah.
Did you find it?
No, it is very hard to find. Every time you type it in, it keeps wanting to. It just pulls up receiving. I do. Taysom Hill's the second in NFL history career yards.
Oh man, I didn't even think about Taysom.
575 in his career. Rod Bernstein had 1,241 rushing yards in 50 games as a tight end. Where that is.
So here's the thing, like with Taysom though, that's kind of a cheat code for Rival for these bingo cards. We might be able to play him in like as our flex or something when the season starts for those tricky little ones.
I wonder what it'll do though. If it'll, I guess it'd score him as a tight end because that's what I don't know. I don't even know what his position is on there.
I guess they have to
next week.
Yeah. Yep, that's right. Well, maybe not next week. It just depends on when Taysom actually plays.
That's true.
All right. So we're going to get out of here, guys. Just remember, you want to go right here, joinrival.com/title tribe. It's also up there by our Rival logo up there above Nate's head there. There's a little tab there you can click on that'll take you, directly to the link. and your first deposit of up to $200 will be matched by Rival, and then they're going to give you an additional $25 to play with just for using that link. So for Nate, I'm Justin. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night.